Good morning, everyone. My name is Emily Briseno, and today we'll be talking about something that is becoming increasingly important in our world: wind energy and environmental sustainability. Our presentation is titled Windmill Well Done, and you understand the meaning behind that at the end of this video. As environmental science students, it's important that we understand not just how renewable energy works, but how it also impacts ecosystems, marine life, and policy decisions, especially in a state just like Florida. What is wind energy? Wind energy is electricity that is generated by moving air. When wind moves, it creates kinetic energy. Wind turbines capture the motion and convert it into electrical energy that powers homes, schools, and businesses. Unlike fossil fuels, such as coal or oil, wind energy does not require burning anything. That means it produces little to no carbon emissions. Another important point is that wind is renewable. As long as the sun heats the earth unevenly, it creates atmospheric movement. Wind will continue to exist. That means it won't run out like fossil fuels. How does wind energy benefit us? Wind energy is one of the fastest growing renewable energy sources in the world today. One of its biggest benefits is reducing greenhouse gas emission by using wind instead of fossil fuels. We release far less carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. It also supports sustainable development, meaning it meets our energy needs without compromising future generations. Wind energy helps protect ecosystems and marine life. Less pollution means healthier oceans and cleaner air. The purpose of our presentation is to understand how wind turbines generate electricity and examine both their environmental benefits and their concerns. How wind turbines work. First, the wind turns the blades. The blades spin the rotor. The rotor turns a generator. Finally, electricity is sent through power lines to homes and businesses. It is a simple but powerful process, turning natural air movement into usable energy. Wind energy equals clean, renewable, and sustainable power.
How wind turbines work. A wind turbine is a machine that converts the kinetic energy of the wind into electricity. As wind blows across a turbine's blades, a force acts on each of the blades due to their airfoil shape. This force, known as lift, causes the blades to rotate. The blades are connected to a central shaft, which rotates with the blades. The mechanical energy from the shaft is converted to electrical energy by a generator. Finally, electricity is transmitted to the power grid, where it can be used to power homes, businesses, and other electrical devices. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to learn more about engineering.
Environmental benefits. Wind energy reduces carbon dioxide emissions. Carbon dioxide is one of the main gases responsible for global warming. It decreases our dependence on fossil fuels like oil and coal. It improves air quality because it doesn't release harmful pollutants. It helps us slow climate change. Unlike many power plants, wind turbines require no water to operate, which is important to areas facing water shortage. Reducing carbon emission also helps slow ocean warming. Warmer oceans affect marine species, including whales. While by lowering our carbon footprint, we help protect ocean ecosystems.
Wind power isn't just for electricity anymore. A new DAC facility uses wind to capture CO2 from the air. That means wind now helps clean the atmosphere too. This tech could be a game changer in the fight against climate change.
Concerns. Even though wind energy has many benefits, it is not perfect. There are concerns about bird and bat collisions with turbine blades. Some communities raise concerns about noise pollution. Others mention the visual impact on landscapes. For offshore wind farms, there may be temporary disruption to marine ecosystems during the construction. Environmental science is about balance. We must weigh clean energy benefits against ecological impacts and work towards solutions that minimize the harm.
Here's something that you didn't know about wind energy. Okay, but constructing these huge wind farms surely has some environmental impact.
It does. That's why thousands and thousands of hours go into planning applications for offshore wind farms. There's surveys that are carried out for seabed, the bird life, of mammal tracking and movement to really understand the area that they'll be developing the project in, and then to build a project as sensitively as possible to that environment.
And these aren't just big metal structures. Are you saying they could have some environmental benefits?
Once the wind farm is built, there's loads of examples around the world where they can become artificial reefs, which in turn creates feeding grounds for other mammals. So seabed life can really thrive around offshore wind. The real damage to the environment would be not building them. That's why environmental campaigners campaign for renewable energy, not against it.
Offshore wind farms. Offshore wind farms are built in oceans where winds are typically stronger and more consistent. Because of this, they can produce larger amounts of clean energy. They reduce pollution and affects marine ecosystems and reduce radiance and oil drilling. Less oil extraction lowers the risk of oil spills that harm marine mammals like whales and dolphins. Although construction may be temporarily impact sea life, long-term reductions in carbon emissions help stabilize ocean ecosystems. This is especially important for coastal states like Florida.
Have you ever wondered why there are floating wind turbines in the deep sea? These are known as offshore wind farms that can produce up to 5 times more energy than on-land wind farms. You see, your average wind farm produces 6 million kilowatts a year, while offshore wind farms produce up to 10 million kilowatts a year. All electricity generated from each wind farm is fed to a single offshore substation, which then transports the energy to shore.
Thought-provoking questions. If wind energy is renewable, why isn't it used everywhere? Do the environmental benefits outweigh the ecological concerns? Should Florida invest more in offshore wind farms? These questions are important because environmental decisions are not just scientifically, they are economic, political, and social. Why these questions matter? These questions encourage critical thinking about renewable energy. They help us examine environmental trade-offs. They connect policy decisions into sustainability. They apply environmental science to real-world problems. Most importantly, they promote responsible energy planning.
Which of the following is a reason wind energy is important? Wind turbines convert which type of energy into electricity? What happens after the wind turns the blades? Which of the following is an environmental benefit of wind energy? Which of the following is a concern related to wind energy?
Well done. To conclude, wind energy reduces pollution, it supports sustainability, it protects ecosystems, it helps combat climate change. Wind turbines represent a cleaner future. When we invest in renewable energy, we're protecting marine life, protecting ecosystems, and investing in long-term sustainability. And that's why we say, well done.